Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss about the IUPAC nomenclature of an organic compounds. Here comes why we have to study the IUPAC nomenclature of an organic compounds. Here there are several millions of organic compounds around us. It found difficult to memorize each of an organic compound by using their common names. So these IUPAC systems have been named an organic compounds in a systematic way which help us in easy recognition and easy to memorize. Where there are two systems of naming of an organic compound, that is common name and IUPAC system, where this common name is given to organic compound based on their source that which have been extracted. While where coming to IUPAC system of nomenclature, it was given by International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, where in this system it will systematically classifies and names and given organic compound in a systematic way by following certain systematic rules. While naming of an organic compound by using an IUPAC system, here we have it mainly consists of three parts, that is prefix, word root and suffix. Where here word root indicates the length of the carbon chain of an organic compound. That is, if a given organic compound contains one number of carbon, it is named as methane, 2 ethane, where 3 it is indicated as propane, like butane, 4 number of carbons, and coming to prefix, where prefix are of two types, that is primary prefix and secondary prefix. Where primary prefix indicates the cyclic nature of a given organic compound. If the given organic compound is in a cyclic form, we will use primary suffix as cyclo. While if the given organic compound is in a linear form, that is acyclic, we no need to indicate this primary suffix. While coming to secondary prefix, where these secondary prefix indicates the substituents of the carbon substituents present in a given organic compound. Where coming to suffix, where these suffixes are of again two types, that is primary suffix and secondary suffix. Where primary suffix indicates the saturation or unsaturation of a given compound. That is, whether the given organic compound contains single bond or double bond or a triple bond. If in a given compound it contains single bond, N is used as a primary suffix. Where if given organic compound contains double bond, then ene is used as a primary suffix. Where if it contains triple bond, ine is used as a primary suffix. Where coming to secondary suffix, where these secondary suffix indicates the principal functional group present in a given organic compound. Where in a sum up, while naming of an organic compound is a combination of secondary prefix, primary prefix, word root, primary suffix and secondary suffix. Here is some of the list of suffixes names and prefixes names of some of the functional groups which are used in an IUPAC nomenclature of an organic compound, where the these suffixes and prefixes are used based on the priority of these functional groups, where the suffix name is used when these functional groups are acting as an principal functional groups, where prefixes are used when the functional group is acting as an secondary functional group. Here there is some of the list of functional groups. Here we have to use these as these as an substituents always while naming of an organic compound. That is, we have to use secondary prefix while these of the substituents are present in an organic compound. That is, when R is present, we have to use alkyl. When OR, alkoxy, F, fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo. Like this, we have to name only secondary prefix while naming an organic compound when these substituents are present in a given organic compound. While here coming to rules to be followed while naming of an organic compound while using IUPAC system, where there are 3 rules to be followed while naming of an organic compound. That is, first one, identification of an parent chain. Second, identification of principal functional group. Next, assigning the number to the given organic compound. While coming to identification of an parent chain. While selecting of an parent chain, it must contain more number of carbons with more number of substituents. For example, in this compound, we can select the chain in this way, or in this manner, or in this way. But while selecting in this way, it will contains only 4 number of carbons. While when we select these as an parent chain, it contains only 5 number of carbons in the parent chain. When we select these as an parent chain, it will contain 6 number of carbons. So 6 number of carbon is the largest chain. So these we have to select it as an parent chain. Now let us see with another example. While in this example, here we can select this longest chain in this form. It contains 7 number of carbons with 2 substituents. While selecting these in this format, it will get 7 number of carbons in the parent chain and includes 2 number of substituents, that is methyl and ethyl. While there is also another chance of selecting of a parent chain like this, in this way. Here, when we select in this way also, we will get 7 number of carbons, but it contains only 1 substituent, that is isopropyl as a substituent. But as said here, we have to select the carbon chain with more number of carbons with more number of substituents. So here this chain should be selected as principal chain, parent chain, instead of this. Again, when we are selecting a parent chain, if in a given organic compound, if any double bond, triple bond or any functional group is present, we must include that double bond or triple bond or functional group present we must include it in a parent chain. Let us see with one example. So, in this example, when we select these as a parent chain, it contains 7 carbons. While selecting these as a parent chain, it will contain only 6 number of carbons. But also we have to select these as a parent chain, because if any double bond or in case of here double bond or any functional group is present, we have to select these as a parent chain. Here it violates the selection of longest chain when double bond, triple bond or any functional group is present. So it violates the largest selection of parent chain while using more number of carbons. Here this is the one of the case where it violates the longest chain selection rule, that we have to include the double bond, triple bond or a functional group. Either selecting longest chain, we have to include that in a parent chain. While coming to another rule, when the chain terminating functional group is present, we must select the main chain in such a way that the terminal functional group should be present at the terminal position of a main chain. Here carboxylic acid, aldehyde, esters, cyanide and amides and acid chlorides are some of the examples of chain terminating functional group. For example, here we have to select the parent chain in this form. such that both the terminating functional groups are at the terminal position of an main chain. Coming to numbering rules, we have to number main chain in such a way that to indicate the positions of substituents present in an main chain. While numbering, if any functional group is present in a given organic compound, we have to number in such a way that that functional group should get lowest number. If in case there is no functional group, then the substituent should get the lowest numbering. Well, when the two alkyl groups are present in equivalent position, then numbering is done accordingly to their alphabetical order. Let's see with one example. In this case, if we start numbering from left to right, this methyl group will get second position and ethyl group will get a fourth position. In the same way, when we start numbering from right to left, the ethyl will get second position and methyl will get a fourth position. That while numbering from left to right or right to left, it will getting the equivalent positions of numbering. In such a case, we have to number in fall accordingly to the alphabetical order. As E comes first, we have to give lowest numbering to this ethyl functional group and then to the methyl. So we have to number in right to left. Where when a complex substituents are present, it should be also numbered systematically. That is, when a substituent of a main chain is further substituted with any other functional group, then it is called as complex substituents. Let's see the numbering of some of the complex substituents. See here. Here, this is the substituent carbon. This is further substituted with three alkyl groups, that is methyl groups. Hence, this is called as a complex substituent. Well, numbering these, we have to number these complex substituents also. While numbering these complex substituents, we have to start numbering from this carbon that which is substituted to this main chain. And this complex substituent also, we have to select the longest chain before numbering. So while selecting the longest chain, it will getting with the two carbons where these two methyls are acting as an substituents. As I said, the numbering must be started from the substituent carbon of the main chain. That is here 1 and this carbon will get 2. So while representing the substituent complex name, we must write in the brackets. Let us start naming this complex. While numbering from left to right, this complex substituent is substituted at a third position of an main chain. While naming this, we have to write third position as it is substituted at the third position of an main chain. So we have to indicate 3, and rest of this complex substituent name is written in this bracket. That is 1, 1 dimethyl ethyl. This should be added at the prefix of the nomenclature, IUPAC nomenclature of this compound. While coming to selection of a principal functional group, this situation occurs when a given organic compound contains more than, that is 2 or more different functional groups present in a given organic compound. In such case, we must select one of a functional group as a principal functional group, while other group are selected as a secondary functional group. That is, they are treated as substituents. The choice of selection of a principal functional group is based on the this priority table, where carboxylic acid is given the first priority, then sulfonic acid, esters, acid chlorides, amides, cyanides, isocyanides, aldehyde and ketone. Then coming to alcohol, thiol, amines and primary secondary amines. While using these rules, let us start naming of these organic compounds. where in this compound it is an ketone functional group and it also consists of a double bond. So while selecting the main chain, that is the parent chain, we must include these double bond also in the parent chain. So we have to select this as a parent chain instead of selecting this as a parent chain. Now start numbering such that the functional group should get lowest numbering. So here the propyl group is substituted at 5th position and the double bond is at 6th position and the functional group is at the 2nd position. So this compound can be written as 5-propyl 6-heptanone, where in these compound these cyanides are the chain terminating functional group. So while selecting the main chain, these should be at the terminal position. So we have to select the main chain in this form. So while numbering 1, 2 and 3, so we can name this compound as 2-ethyl propyl dinitrile. Now coming to this compound, here in this compound it has double bond and triple bond, so we can select this as a main chain and it is the longest chain with 3 substituents. So let's start numbering from left to right. So here the chloro group gets 2nd position, methyl gets 3rd position and ethyl gets 4th position. While writing the name, the substituent should be at the added at the prefix of the IUPAC nomenclature. So while writing these substituents, we should follow the alphabetical ladder. 2-chloro, 4-ethyl, 3-methyl, hept 2-in-6-ine should be its IUPAC name. While C comes first, so it is indicate the substituent indicated first position and E comes next and methyl. So in this format we have to write the IUPAC nomenclature. While coming to this compound, here this acid chloride and amide both are acting as a chain terminating functional group, but according to the priority functional group, this acid chloride acting as a primary functional group and this is acting as a secondary functional group. So we have to select the main chain in such a way that these should be at the terminal position. Now let's start numbering such that here this acting as a secondary functional group. So instead of using prefix, we must use secondary prefix instead of using primary suffix of this compound. So this compound can be named as, where amide secondary prefix is carbamoyl, so named as 4-carbamoyl hexanoyl chloride. Where in this compound it has amine functional group. While naming amine functional group, it can be named in the form of aminoalkane. So let's start numbering. Here this is the longest chain with 4 number of carbons. 1, 4. Here this name define the nitrogen position where it is substituted to this longest chain. Well, naming this compound, it can be written as 2-ethyl methyl amino butane. 2-ethyl methyl amino butane. This compound indicates the amide functional group, where it is a tertiary amide. Generally, the primary amides can be indicated as alkanamide by naming an IUPAC nomenclature, where in the secondary or tertiary amides, where first substituents are named like an alkyl and followed by amide. While naming this compound, it can be written as N-ethyl N-phenyl butanamide. While coming to this compound, here there are 2 functional groups, but this ketone is acting as a primary functional group and this hydroxyl group is acting as a secondary functional group. Let's start numbering from right to left such that this will get the lowest numbering. While naming these compound, it can be written as 1-bromo, 5-hydroxy, 6-heptane, 3-one. Well, coming to this is the aldehyde functional group, where this is the ether functional group, where this should be always used as a substituent. That is, we have to use secondary prefix when these substituents are present in this in any compound. Let's name this compound. So while numbering, it gets third position, so it can be written as 3-ethoxy and 2-prop 2-enol, 3-methoxy 2-propanol, where here is also an ether functional group, where this is the longest, this is the where in this compound, where this methoxy and methoxy are acting as an substituents of this ethyl chain. As I said, when alkoxy group is present, we must always take it as an substituent. So this compound can be named as this is substituted to the first carbon and this is substituted to the second carbon. Hence this compound is named as 1,2 diethoxyethane. Next, in this compound, when we start numbering from left to right, this double bond gets first position and this triple bond will get the fifth position. Again, in the same way, when we start numbering from right to left, this triple bond will get first position and the double bond will get fifth position. These will get the equivalent position while numbering from left to right, right to left. So in that case, we must give the first priority to the double bond itself. So we must start numbering from left to right, not in right to left. So this compound can be named as X1-5-ion. Now coming to this compound, here in this compound it has a double bond. So while selecting the main chain, we must include this double bond in the main chain. So this will be the main chain. Let's start numbering. This compound can be named as 3-ethyl hexaene. Where in this compound, this should be selected as a main chain with largest number of carbons and with 3 substituents, where these two are the complex substituents. As I said earlier, these complex substituents should be given numbering, where these two complex substituents are similar. So let's start numbering this 1 and 2. This first carbon is substituted with 2 methyls. So this complex chain can be named as, this is the naming of a complex chain, 1,1 dimethyl ethyl. While this complex substituent is substituted at the 4th position of the main chain. So here we have to write 4. Here at the 4th position, two similar complex substituents are substituted. So we have to indicate 4,4 bis 1,1 dimethyl ethyl, and at the 5th position ethyl 5 ethyl with how many number of carbons? 8 octane. As here two complex substituents are present, we have to indicate B. While coming to this compound, here this is the principal functional group or hydroxyl group. When we start numbering from left to right, here this carbon will get 5th position. When we start numbering from right to left, it will get 4th position. So we have to start numbering. So numbering from right to left so that it will get lowest numbering. So this compound can be named as 3-bromo-7-ethyl oct-5-ene 1940. Well, coming to this, well, we start numbering from right to left. This iodide will get second position, and when we start numbering from left to right, this bromo will get second position. So again, equivalent positions are going to occur. Well, in this case situation occurs, we must go accordingly to the alphabetical order. So we have to follow left to right numbering. So this compound can be named as 2-bromo-6-iodoheptane. Well, coming to this compound, when we select this chain as a parent chain, it will get 6 number of carbons, or while we select in this format also, it will get 6 number of carbons, but we must select this as a parent chain, because when we select in this format, it will contain 2 substituents. When we select in this format, it will get only one substituent, that is only isopropyl as a functional group. So we must select the longest chain with more number of substituents. So this will be the functional parent chain. Well, numbering, we have to start numbering from left to right. It can be named as 3-ethyl 2-methyl hexane. So while writing the substituent name, we must follow the alphabetical order. As E comes first, we have indicated first ethyl and next methyl. These are some of the examples and rules to be followed while naming of an branched chain organic compounds.